Everybody, this is E. Marcel Platoon. Welcome to another edition of the original Free Kick. A little bit of a twist on what we normally do. We cover Atlanta United extensively in Major League Soccer, but we have had a unique opportunity to speak with Stuart Sharp from the U.S. men's national team, the U.S. men's soccer Cerebral Palsy men's national team. They had a training camp here in Atlanta, Georgia, well, specifically Kennesaw, just north of Metro. It's in Metro Atlanta, but just north of the city. And I was able to go to their presser on May 22nd. So we're going to play something from that. Before we do that, as always, to follow everything that we do, head to the mothership, the sportsinquirer.net, premier site for news and notes in the world of sports. You can also go to our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And with that, you can look us up under Sports Inquirer or E. Marcel Platoon, and you'll be able to follow us there. And finally, make sure you subscribe and share and like our content on our various video and audio platforms, such as YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, and more. And once again, just search for me, E. Marcel Platoon, or Sports Inquirer, and you'll be able to see our stuff. And we greatly appreciate it if you subscribe and share it. As I mentioned, we're recording this on May 28th, and I was able to attend the presser of the United States Soccer Cerebral Palsy's men's national team on May 22nd, and was able to speak with head coach Stuart Sharp, and a very unique event, and he delves more into what is going on with the team, and I'll have some thoughts on what he said afterwards. But let's get right to Stuart, as the team had a training camp session here in Metro Atlanta, specifically Kennesaw, Georgia. Enjoy.
So what's it like to be here with this particular camp, knowing that while it is 6 months away, it's not really 6 months away?
Yeah, 6 months away, it's still important, and the facilities here at Kennesaw University are the perfect setting for us to work towards our goals at the World Cup. 6 months, but it's going to come at us very fast, so it's great to be here.
Any particular markers or goals that you have set other than like general player observation? Is this just another chapter in the book, or what specific markers are you looking at with this camp?
No, every camp we come in, we have our goals and our objectives. This camp very much, we're looking at some new players, but we're also developing our style of play. And on this particular camp, we're looking at how we transition after winning the ball in deep areas that we do very well. How can we secure possession and then turn it into a chance at the other side? And then also when we're in comfortable possession, how we can move the opponent and create 1v0s and 1v1s on the weak side of play. So this camp's really attacking focused, following from our last one in Rome, Georgia, and then we'll build in some other style of play elements as we get closer to the competition.
So the camp up at Darlington, what did you pull from that you've tried to apply to this one, even if it's not on the field stuff, it could be off the field stuff that you learned about yourselves? What did you pull from that Rome camp?
Yeah, the Rome camp was important. First of all, I learned to project my voice. We don't have the train passing by as much. I'll have to go again because you'll not use that. From the camp in Darlington to this one here, we've pulled some elements from, again, our counter-attack play, and mainly talking about how we secure the possession and turn them into chances to score against our opponent. But the other big thing is we recognised that it had been a couple of months since our last get together when we gathered in Rome. So this camp we're going to talk about growing our culture, ensuring that we have a holistic approach both on the field and off the field, and everyone feels supported and everyone's focused on winning and reaching our goals at the World Cup itself.
That's really cool to sit there and have to try to figure out the holistic approach and develop the culture. I mean, what even in these small sample sizes, what are you seeing in the development of that culture here, that things are just getting started though?
Yeah, I mean, one of the big things we're looking at, and it's one of our key anchors, is to be brave, right? And what does that mean? It means that being brave on the ball, to then go and take responsibility to win, to be brave in the tackle, but also to be brave to step up and be a leader on the field, as well as in the locker room, or when we're having our team meetings, when we're talking about tactical sessions, being brave to stick your hand up, ask a question that you might feel silly. So being brave is a big thing. Diversity is another, that we want to be diverse in our approach on the field. We want to not be predictable in their style of play, but also we want to celebrate the diversity we have in our locker room. We have players coming from military backgrounds, from college backgrounds, people who have newly acquired their disability. So again, share those stories. And if we bring all that together, the bravery, the diversity, that really brings the strength of our culture together, and hopefully binds us together when we're under pressure at the World Cup.
And for those unfamiliar with the CP team, just what is that like to have all those different types of players from different backgrounds, ages, experiences, and just bringing them all together in a camp like this?
I mean, like with every coach, any locker room, any team has different personalities, and for me as a coach, it's just learning what makes every player tick, understanding what their personal goals are, listening to them, and using that to push them on and hold them accountable when it comes to performing either in a training session or when we get into the competitive environment. So learning about the players, learning about what works for them, what doesn't, and then again using that accountability to push the team forward.
Yeah, and then last for me, several players train at Atlanta United's training facility. What's that been like, having those players at the facility and that relationship, and having those players have an opportunity to train at a world-class facility?
Yeah, I mean, Arthur Blank has obviously been extremely kind to US Soccer and the extended national teams in particular, not just for the National Training Centre, but also for the last 4 years affording us the ability to train at the Atlanta United's Academy. Been really important, first of all, from a programmatic setting, that the extended national team has a pathway that you can play at grassroots, at club level, at national team level, and be professionals. The players at the academy for us get paid, so that's important from a programmatic perspective. But also when we look at the granular, does it make a difference to a player? Of course it does. They're training 5 days a week, they're getting touches on the ball, they're having meetings on Zoom and in the office with me, and again making those incremental improvements that hopefully when the pressure's on, that they turn them into things that can acquires the victory at the biggest tournaments.
You got a couple of players who are here from Georgia getting the chance to be a part of this camp. What does it mean to them getting the chance to really be a part of this camp here in their home city, their hometown, getting the chance to really show what they can do here?
Yeah, I mean, having local players and again having the training centre come here is a real advantage, that we've not got players travelling as far in, so they're a lot fresher when I receive them. But also it's great because people come to watch, right? We've got some press here today, hopefully some are coming later in the week, some parents, some friends come and watch, and that's something they haven't been exposed to a lot in their playing career. So having that extra little bit of pressure for me gives me the ability to reenact some elements that they could feel again at the World Cup. But having local players in is always a thrill, and it's that mix of accents between, we've got people in Seattle, we've got people in Georgia, we've got people come from Florida, and we've got a Scotsman and a Brazilian here. So it's a real diverse mix amongst the group, as I said.
All right, so that was Stuart speaking about the team, and appreciate Stuart giving us some time about what they're doing. And the team is coming off of a bronze medal performance at the Para-Pan Am Games in Chile last year, and now they're preparing for the World Cup this upcoming year in November, I believe, in Spain. So this was just a training camp to get some players in, get them acclimated, bring some new ones in, get the current players into the flow of things. So it's very exciting, and that the team is using, technically their training facility is not open yet in Fayetteville, Georgia, which is about 30 to 45 minutes south of Metro Atlanta. Trying to give you a little map of everything going on for those of you that are listening outside of or aren't familiar with the geometry or the layout of Atlanta, Georgia. But the facility will be open in the near future. We'll see when that happens. But you're starting to see some of the U.S. soccer teams training here, whether it was a few months ago with the women's national team for the She Believes Cup. There was actually a match at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, so that was the reason for training in Atlanta. But now you're starting to see them get the logistics down of flights, the traffic, everything, because they're going to be having a bunch of camps and things in Atlanta or in Fayetteville or in the state of Georgia. So it's very good to hear about that and just the team and their growth and the extended teams of U.S. soccer. Hopefully, we'll be continuing to provide coverage of those teams as they progress with their various events and competitions. Thank you once again for listening or watching this latest edition of the Original Free Kick. As always, to follow everything that we do, go to the mothership, thesportsinquirer.net. You can also see us and follow us on our and subscribe and share on our video and audio platforms on SoundCloud, YouTube, Instagram, and much more. Spotify also. Can't forget Spotify. And finally, you can like or you can approve. I say approve, but make sure that you go to our social media platforms on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter or X, and make sure that you subscribe to that as well. We'd greatly appreciate it. Until next time, good fight, good night, and be safe.